Welcome to this session of Mindful Moments. So in today's technique, we are going to practice another breathing exercise. So today's breathing exercise is going to focus on our exhale. So our exhale is the part of our breath that really allows us to release, to let go, right? We're actually letting the air out. And at the same time, right, our body becomes a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed. So through this practice, we are going to start kind of with an equal breathing and then increase the length of our exhale. Little word of caution, if we lengthen our exhale too much, right, that can actually become a little anxious, make us feel a little bit anxious because then we feel like we don't have enough breath and we may find that we gulp our next inhale. So if that happens, right, just come back to your normal kind of relaxed breathing. And we can start over and don't go quite so far into the exhale. All right, so with that, find that nice, comfortable seated position. Remember that you can practice these techniques anywhere, anytime. You don't have to practice them in your seated place in your home. But this is a great place to learn and to begin to practice. And just like anything, the more we practice something, the better we get at it. And all of these techniques, the whole purpose is for them to just become natural, and they're in your toolbox and you can pull them out anytime you need, anywhere. So if you've not already closed your eyes, I invite you to do so. Take a moment, move around, do whatever you need to do to become physically more comfortable. And notice your breath. Maybe let out a sigh. Let's check in with your breath, check in with your thoughts, see how you are feeling. It's always a great place to start, is just the awareness. Listen to the whispers, right? What is your body telling you? We don't listen when it whispers. It will begin to scream, and it will get louder and louder. So noting here what your body, your mind, your emotions may be conveying to you. I invite you to come a little more focused on your breath, without necessarily trying to change it. Maybe place a count to your inhale and your exhale. So you notice just what's going on. Maybe the two are fairly equal already. Maybe the exhale is longer than the inhale, or vice versa. If you are feeling a little bit anxious and stressed, or you just worked out, our inhale can be a little heavier, a little longer. But I invite you to bring the awareness to the exhale. And maybe even take an inhale and a soft, long, sighing exhale through the mouth. As you focus on the exhale, I invite you to increase the amount of time you hold it just a fraction of a second more than you feel like you naturally want to. And work on that a few rounds. Remembering, if anything comes uncomfortable, you can stop, you can open your eyes, you can change the way you're breathing. Now that you've focused on your exhale a bit, once again, check in with your inhale and your exhale, maybe a count, to see if your exhale is longer than your inhale. then just maybe noting how much longer. 1 count, 2 counts. And what I invite you to do is continue to practice this, working towards doubling the exhale. So if you inhale for 3, can you exhale for 6? Maybe you find you're exhaling for 10 and you're only inhaling for 3. Could you increase the inhale maybe by 1 to 4 and back off the exhale to say 8? Just find a natural rhythm that works. Noting any visuals that come in, any thoughts, feelings, emotions. Remembering that you can let them in and let them pass. Maybe you find a visual helpful. Maybe as you exhale, you have a line coming down the page at an angle, like an upside down mountain. And as you inhale, the line goes up, but not as far as it came down. And then as you exhale again, it drops back down. And inhale, it comes up. And so that we're slowly over time getting lower and lower into a valley and lightly coming back up. Only if that visual is relaxing to you or helpful. Maybe you continue to count. Maybe you just find a rhythm. Continue this technique as long as you like, or maybe you connect a couple of techniques together. Maybe you only need a couple of minutes. Maybe you set longer. But when you are ready, bring the palms of your hands together. Lift your thumbs to your heart. Give yourself just this most awesome virtual internal hug. If it feels good to you, you can even take your hands and reach them around and give yourself a literal hug. 3 things you like about you. Om Shanti, peace.